my name is Archie, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before or visited before, just give you a little bit about what this channel is about. During the spring and summer, I work the garden, attend to the outdoor activities, mow the place. We have 45 acres that needs tending to, and I use my old Kubota here to pretty much do all of it. But now it's time to start getting ready for spring garden. And the weather is beautiful today, and where I'm from, we say if you don't like the weather, just hold on because it'll change the next day. The nights have been cool here, the days have been nice and sunny and warm, and we look for about a week of this weather to stay as it is. And I'm looking forward to that because it'll give me a chance to work my garden and get ready to plant. We're pretty much self-sufficient here. We plant our own vegetables and pack them up. We have blueberries, we have pears, we have plums, we have peaches, wild huckleberries, wild blackberries that we harvest, and we can those and eat those throughout the fall and the winter. And during the winter months, the fall and winter months, when it's cold and you can't really do any outside activities, we should by then have our firewood gathered up and stacked and be able to take us through the winter and keep us warm with the firewood. But the rest of the time in the fall and winter, I'm spending time in the shop doing woodwork. I have a CNC lathe that I built myself that I use for making projects. I have a wood lathe that I use to turn Christmas gifts, and I also build electric guitars. I like to work with my hands and do those kind of things. But now at 73, things are getting a little bit slower for me, so I have to do things, what do you say, work smarter, not harder, as we say. And for years I rode a Troy-built horse tiller in my garden. That's all I ever used. Well, now it just doesn't work anymore. I can't ride that horse anymore. I'll still be able to use it, but I wanted to show you what I've done. I pulled the trigger and I bought a tiller for the Kubota. This is the tiller that I purchased. I purchased it from Tractor Supply. After researching the tillers and things, I found that this one probably suits my needs for what I have around here. This is a 6-foot tiller, and it will till about 6-8 inches deep. And it's a 3-point hitch, gear-driven tiller. It came from the factory packaged pretty good, and it's painted, and I wondered how they painted this thing because there's not a spot on it that's missed. So I decided that what they did after they finished building it, that they took it on a paint bath and just dumped it in the paint. But as I said, this is a gear-driven tiller, and it operates off of the PTO of your tractor, 540 RPM turning ratio to turn this gearbox. This gearbox has a plug up here to fill it up with oil, and it has the drain down on the bottom if you wanted to change the oil out. More than likely you'll never do that. You just make sure you have oil in this, and that's what we'll do after we unbox it. But as we take a walk around and look at it, it has the skids here with a depth control. You can control how shallow it is or how deep it is. And if you wanted to go deeper, I guess you could just take it off. I don't know, but it's said that that this would go about 6 to 8 inches deep. On the back, it has a drop deck here that swings out of the way as you're tilling, and what that does is that it comes up so that it will not have any obstructions or hang-ups there. The PTO shaft here is we don't know if it's ready or not. If it'll fit my tractor, we'll find out after we unbox it. If it's too long, we'll have to cut it off and make it to where it'll fit the tractor, so that you won't run this connector, this yoke here, up through the back side of your tractor, thereby destroying your tractor. Or you could even destroy your PTO element there. Looking past that, at the gearbox itself, you have the fill plug here to check for the oil. Always check your oil at least twice a year, I would think. It has nice heavy tubing on here. This looks to be probably 1/4 of an inch thick tubing, square tubing, angle iron support there. This is the shaft tubing to guide the shaft that's inside the gearbox coming out to the end. There's a rod that runs from side to side to be able to take that back plate off should you so choose to do that. But I don't think that's necessary. Most of the time you're not going to be with it that long. They have their patented kickstand and goes down, and that's how that would work. They say it locks, but I don't see a locking mechanism on there. But that's the kickstand. As far as the gang of tines on this machine, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a category 1 hitch on here. The spline for the drive shaft. All right, let me go get the tools and we'll unload this thing. Use my hammer to take these bands off. It's a whole lot easier than trying to cut them. And they pop right off. I have a small pry bar to undo the timbers on here. want the front of this tiller to be more or less perpendicular to the ground. Don't want it angled, want it perpendicular, so that looks pretty close. This is the drag plate that we'll have on the back, and we'll take it loose just a second here and get this chain where it's supposed to be, free it up. All right, what I've done now is bring the PTO shafts in line with one another, from this PTO shaft to this one back here. And I'm going to measure from the notch here to the notch back here. After remeasuring the shaft, I decided that I had about 3 inches to spare on there, so we're in good shape. I'm in good shape. Okay, it's assembled. The shaft is on. It's turning very freely, very well. I didn't have to adjust the length of the PTO shaft. I've still got about 3 inches to spare, so it can go up and down without any troubles. But before I use it and put it in the ground, there's 3 things that I want to check. In these grease fitting here, I want to put about 3 squirts of grease in there, good waterproof grease. And in this, I'm going to check this to make sure that it's got plenty of oil in the gearbox and then the gear drive. Those are the 2 places there. That's the only lubrication spots that are on here as far as I can tell. So stay tuned for the next video and we'll have this thing working in the ground.